Well, hey there everybody, Aaron here with Gideon's Tactical. I am super excited for this episode that we're going to be testing out and just doing some EDC use with the new Kershaw Swerve. So let's go ahead, jump out there, we'll give you some basic specs and begin to use this blade and see if it's worth a purchase for you. Alright, well let's go ahead and get right on into this blade. I'll give you a couple specs on the blade itself. It is made out of HCR 13 MOV, Chinese made steel. This is really good budget steel, particularly from Kershaw and Spyderco. They do the best. It's basically kind of like medium grade AUS 8. I wouldn't say it's up there with SOG and Cold Steel and their AUS 8, but your average, like Rat models and some of those other kind of just medium grade AUS 8s. It's going to hold an edge well. It's going to take an edge well. It will rust on you, so you just got to be careful, kind of keep an eye on it. This has a high saber grind, so that's really nice. It's basically a full flat grind. The grind starts all the way up here and then goes all the way down the edge. Razor sharp, great amount of belly, 3 inches overall, cutting edge, nice drop point design, really nice for lots of slicing capabilities. So here's some cardboard. We'll just see how it goes through there. Real nice. This is shaving sharp out of the box is how it came. Cardboard is always somewhat difficult. You can see there just a nice little sawing motion. Goes right through there. Real nice clean cuts. This Swerve is able to do that. Real nice. Going through that cardboard. So here's the Swerve. Going through this nice heavy-duty 3/8 thick nylon rope. Again, a good cutter. The blade with that really nice sweep and belly makes it really easy to slice through. Man-made materials, moly, nylon rope, cord, paracord, that type of stuff. This blade can do it really well with that really nice belly and sweep, and the high saber grind just does a great job slicing through stuff, particularly man-made materials like rope that you just saw. With this saber grind, really high saber grind, almost full flat, this is actually not a bad blade for wood processing, and carving and whittling and doing that type of thing. The blade design is actually really well designed for that. But again, as I use the knife, it just is not comfortable in my hand. I don't find the ergonomics good, it just doesn't really do it for me. You could definitely use it in a wilderness carving, whittling style in a 3 inches. Not bad size. I would like to have it a little bit bigger for that type of work. But you can see that it will do that real nice with that HCR 13 MOV. Good steel. You can do some minor wood processing if you had to. The blade itself will on the Swerve. Again, handled not so much. Alright, so let's look at the liner lock and the deployment on the Swerve, as well as its centering. You can see there it's almost dead center. Not perfect, but very close, and for under 25 bucks, that's not bad at all. Then you got your finger flipper, which is really nice, large, very easy to engage, as well as the thumb studs. Those thumb studs are large, away from the handle, really well designed. I like that a lot. So the thumb studs and the finger flipper are both great. The speed safe open assist whips it open, and then you got your liner lock. There it is right there. Hits dead center, nice thick steel liner lock in there, so there's really no worry about it failing on you. Very strong pocket knife, no blade play left, right, up and down. Really locked in, really secure with that lockup, and then it's very easy to purchase that lock, move it back into place. You can use the flipper again. It whips out with authority, just like any other speed safe that you would know. Really nice, quick, easy. So the deployment and lockup on the Swerve are really nice. Alright, so here's the pocket clip on the Swerve. You can see there's pretty small, unobtrusive. Rides really low in your pocket, which is great. That's a thumbs up. It isn't blacked out, so it is a little flashy. Some people may not like that, but it is pretty small. Then you just pull knife out. That K-texturing on the handle is pretty aggressive and is going to thrash your pocket pretty quick. That is a downside. It's almost as bad as like Cold Steel's G10, so it's going to be really rough on your pocket. So that's just kind of an FYI for you. Rides really, nice and slim up against the handle, which is really good. Then it gives you a little screw right here that you would unscrew. You slide the pocket clip out, and then you can flip it to the other side. So this is a totally ambidextrous blade. It is tip up only, which I love to carry, so that doesn't bother me at all. But it is left or right. Then you put it back in your pocket. Rides real nice. There is no lanyard hole, so that is something to consider if you are a lanyard type of guy. No lanyard hole on the Swerve. But other than that, not a bad pocket clip, not a bad ride design, particularly, you know, really nice and low. I really like that a lot. Very cool design on how they came up with that pocket clip, being able to switch it left or right. That K texturing, though, is just going to really thrash your pocket, so that is a downside. All right, so let's go ahead and really look at the Achilles heel of this Swerve, in my opinion. It is the handle. What you have is that new to the market this year that Kershaw is doing on a lot of their pocket knives. They call it their K texturing. It's just a bunch of Ks for Kershaw all throughout the glass reinforced nylon handle. So that does give it really good traction, and some of the best glass reinforced nylon traction handles I've seen. So that is a plus. The knife itself weighs in at 4.8 ounces. So basically 5 ounces, which is pretty heavy for a knife with a 3-inch blade. In fact, it's ridiculously heavy. I would never carry a knife that heavy. It's ridiculous. So this is what it looks like in my hand. I wear large size gloves, really big, you can see. And I deploy the knife, and you can see there, it is just so, it's not ergonomic at all. Not ergonomic. My finger fits really nice in here. You got this really cool jimping, but it doesn't do anything. I don't really get any traction here. I mean, it's better than it being smooth, I guess. I mean, it looks really cool, you know, kind of almost custom in a way, or like you're paying for a lot more expensive knife. So the finger flippers down here is a guard. You got that kind of slight thumb ramp and jimping, so that's not terrible, but then it just does not feel good in my hand. It goes down at this weird angle. My pinky just doesn't really want to grab it quite right. It's really thick and blocky and just is not ergonomic for me. I just don't find it to be very ergonomic at all. You got that glass reinforced nylon spacer back there that matches the jimping up top. So again, kind of looks cool, looks nice, classy, but it just does not feel ergonomic in my hand. I just can't. I've been playing with it, trying to hold it all sorts of different ways, and it just does not feel good in my large size hands. I go buy gloves, I buy size large, and it just doesn't feel good. And so thick and heavy, and that's because of those liners. Those liners in there are not machined out at all. So again, at 5 ounces, and the blade is only 3 inches. I mean, that's ridiculous for such a small knife like that. Kershaw has done way better in the past of making much lighter knives at that same size. You know, around like 3 ounces would be much better. And then you can see here, Tommy the trail dog's getting in the way. Watch out, buddy. You can see the handle is super thick. I have a Cryo 2, a bigger knife. This is a 3 1/4 inch blade. Only weighs up 1/2 ounce more. It's a much better knife in my opinion. Granted, it is more expensive. But you can see here, I'm going to try and show you on the camera, it is almost twice as thick as my Cryo. That is ridiculous. So just want to kind of show you there, the Achilles heel that makes it not worth the purchase for me is the handle. No lanyard hole on this Swerve. Just totally doesn't do it for me. You need to swerve away from this sucker. All right, everyone, so you've seen the Swerve in action, and I gotta say, I mean, first off, it basically came off the ugly tree and hit every branch going down. I mean, this is not an attractive knife. It does not connect with me really visually. With that being said, the blade design is actually pretty good. The actual blade is pretty well designed. It, that high saber grind, very strong, nice wide blade, leaf shape kind of blade is actually really good, and you can do a lot of EDC stuff with it, but the handle is just totally sucky. Not ergonomic, really fat, clunky, and at basically 5 ounces, just short of 5 ounces for a 3-inch blade. I mean, there are literally thousands of other pocket knives that with a 3-inch blade that are going to be lighter and slimmer in your pocket and just feel better in your hands. So I'm going to have to say that it's a big thumbs down for the Kershaw Swerve. You need to swerve out of the way. Don't buy this one. I would say this would be very low on my likability list. Very, very, very low. I even like the free fall Tanto better because that handle was extremely ergonomic, and I don't really care for Tantos, but I would take it over this Swerve just because I could not get a good grip on that weird design handle. If they modified it, if they just took this blade off, put a different handle on it, more ergonomic, just slimmer, and just fit my hand better, I would love this knife. I think it'd be a great wilderness kind of utility blade. But for EDC, I would never carry this blade, so I'm not going to recommend it. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. I hope you'll steer clear of purchasing the Kershaw Swerve. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.